Hey guys, week one of Women in Translation Month is out, done, and I'm so sad because I didn't read that much. Also, I just found out a few days ago that there's apparently Women in Translation Month TBR, a hashtag WIT or readathon, that is hosted by Kendra, Jen, and I think his name's Matthew. But yeah, I had no idea, and apparently they've been doing it every year. That's how little time I have to watch BookTube, unfortunately. So I will link their announcement videos down below. It is a 1 week readathon and it is starting yesterday, I think. So, if you haven't heard of it already, there's only 3 prompts though, and I think they're fairly easy, but of course I didn't look at them before filming this video, so I don't have anything to say or read that. I have finished one book. I will say I did also forget that I, participate, aka I host the Invisible Cities Project. So I am also going to be reading this month. I picked specifically books that are women. Well, I guess queer is an anthology, so there's, different genders in it, but we're doing Brazil and India, so I'm trying to focus on Brazil first, and so I'm reading this beautiful book that Brie gifted me many moons ago. And it's the complete stories of Clarice Lispector. So I did read one, Jimmy and and I already don't even remember what it was about, but I remember I enjoyed it. So that's good. Am I going to finish this month? Probably not. So I read that and already don't remember it. I also started Hurricane Season by Fernanda Melchor, translated by Sophie Hughes. And I'm still not 100% sure what's happening. I will preface that by saying, is that a preface? I will say that I've only read the first 2 sections. And after reading them, I read the back because I was like, what is this book about? I thought that maybe it was about the river or something and people's interactions with the river, because the two first stories are not really related at all. 2 stories, the first 2 chapters are not really related at all, other than they take place at this river or a significant event happens. But I guess the story is about this witch that gets killed. So, does she get killed? I think it was implied. Maybe she's dead. It's implied heavily. I think that she's raped and then murdered, possibly. But anyway, so I guess it's about that. So I will be focusing next most on this one. This is the one that I'm going to. But it was it is a complicated book, just language wise. It's not something very easy, and I've been kind of busy at work, so I need something that I can read at work that's less complicated. So I started and finished My Grandmother's Braid by Alina Bronsky, and this one's translated by Tim Moore, and this book I got in my Literati and Sisto book club, and whoop, this was so good. This is the first book by Alina that I have read. I do own Broken Glass Park, and let me just tell you, this was incredible. I mostly picked it up because it was small, shocker, but wow, what a story. So we're following Max and his grandparents, and they have emigrated, or I'm sorry, they're refugees. They're Russian refugees living in Germany. So it's kind of hard to place at what point this book takes place, but they have to say that they're Jewish in order to be refugees. So I think it's during right after the fall of the Soviet Union, maybe. There's no dates specified. The only thing that gives you any kind of sense of time and place, because the grandmother refers to it as the Soviet Union. But that's the thing. But he makes a Willy Wonka reference, and at one point he says that he's reading It by Stephen King. So those are the only things that make it feel like it could be slightly contemporary. This book really, you can't tell what's going on. So the grandmother is the young boy's caretaker, and whoa, is she a piece of work. She basically has Munchausen by proxy. She's not making her child ill, so I guess maybe she doesn't have it. I don't remember what the category is, if you have to actually be making the person ill or if you just have to say that they're ill. But she is constantly talking and complaining about how Max is intellectually disabled, physically disabled. She's talking about how he's not competent, not capable, that he you know, for his birthday, she buys a cake and then she lets him smell it, but he can't eat it because it's not good for him. So she eats it instead. It's just like, what are you doing? She is an actual riot. She's so, 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 so funny. She is also anti-Semitic and a racist. So I did want to just put that out there. She is a character that I would not consider likable, but she does a lot of things that, you know, you just have to laugh at because like, there's something wrong with you mentally. Like you're the one that needs to seek help professionally, I think. But yeah, so that's the main enjoyment that I got was the pleasure between the two of them because she is treating him in such a way that makes him feel certain ways, obviously based on what I've said. And then, you know, as he gets older, he kind of like learns how to, you know, not be sneaky per se, but make things work for him basically. And that's not even what the book is about. The book is about the grandfather, Max's grandfather, basically falling in love with another woman and where that relationship takes their whole family. And yeah, I think for like such a small book, it has, you know, a lot going on. There's a lot of characters, there's a lot of relationships, there's a lot of plot. It's just, there's so much in this book, and I think it's really fun. But yeah, it's yeah, it's a time. I really, really enjoyed this. I gave this 4 stars. And then I started, because I thought this would also be like a fairly easy thing to read, Mona by Paula Oliaharak. Oh boy, translated by Adam Morris. Will I remember to look it up before I talk about it next time? I hope so. Yeah, I only got to page 6 though, and I'll be honest, I don't even remember what I was reading, so that's okay. I also told Grace that I would start Lady Joker, but I haven't. Grace, I'm sorry. I'm gonna start it tonight in bed. I'm gonna start it in bed tonight. So yeah, that's it. That's my week 1. I read a book that's 160 pages long and didn't do a whole lot more else. You'd think for a person who reads so much, I would be able to construct proper sentences, but that's okay. So let me know how your week 1 has gone. If you've read anything very, very exciting. Shirley, she's so naughty. And yes, I will do another catch up in a week.